That's the effect of, I don't know, I would have thought that was due to the silt on the side of the canal. That boat's toppled over and then taken on water. It's a little bit treacherous around here. Doesn't appear to be the case in that case, through their changes of the colours of the leaves. And up there, railway track. The dreaded weed knocking about, but not as much as it was heading towards Denham. There's a patch over there next to that lovely autumnal tree. I remember stopping up here on the way down. Just about remember it. Seems a lifetime ago, to be honest. And certainly I don't remember an awful lot because I was on a mission and missed all the points that you need to find. I was just coming down here and that was it. But working my way back up, more of a sedate pace. This seems a nice area. There's a pub just down there, which I'll show you again in a bit. But all these permanent moorings, private residential moorings. I like those non-traditional style of boats. Dutch bargey type things. It's a pal. Now that boat there, I don't know, has always been home or whether that was, looks like the top half is wood. Well looked after. The Lady Edwina. Any person in charge of a boat, barge or other vessel neglecting to close and fasten this swing bridge after passing through the same is liable to a penalty of 10 shillings by order. 10 shillings, 50p. And quite a well used bridge. When I come through here next week as a single boater, be a bit of a pain in the backside if someone wants to pass through the road, because I've got to moor up all the way down there because this is overgrown. Pass through the swing bridge, park at the other side, but then there's not a lot of mooring on the other side, and then close the bridge. 5 minutes, I suppose. I hope the vehicles are used to 5-minute waits. I'm sure they are. Fortunately, I'm coming through with Amanda, but there will come a time when I'm not. Talking about a gaggle of, I can't even say it now. Talk about a gaggle of geese on the water, in the field, everywhere. I've noticed a lot of these big wide beams have got water containers. I assume they're water containers at the front. I think it's a good idea. Mind you, these wide beams must take a lot of water, but if you've got a full family on them, you'll soon go through it. And there must be, I don't know, another 1,000 litres on the front of that boat. Maybe, or maybe, I don't know. I was going to say 250 litre containers, but good idea. And also, I've noticed the further up towards Berkhamsted, leaves are changing for some reason or other, and certainly dropping. Traditional style of towpath, winter time, rain, mud, mess. However, very picturesque around here. Must remember that that water coming out, although I don't think it's doing too much, to be honest. And at least it's pushing you against the bank. Oh, sorry mate.
Sure, mate.
There's me talking to myself. Now these look interesting, either side of the portholes. I don't know whether they're little lights or things to keep baddies away, but wherever they are, they look quite good. Oh, there's a pussycat up there, look. Keeping an eye on me, keeping a beady eye. This pound looks very low, and if you were to moor here, I don't know whether you can or not. I can't see the bottom, but the boat would be quite low. Not very wide, so not a very good mooring spot, but very picturesque. What I've noticed is coming out of Hemel Hempstead and heading into Berkhamsted, it's a lot quieter. There's been a few odds and ends of traffic moving about, but nothing too drastic. Very low. Got a very nice house. I think I spoke too soon, literally a lot too soon. I mean, there's the lock there, and here's a whole string of boats, almost as far as the eye can see. I think there's a massive tunnel light. Winter moorings available. Point just over there has the petrol station. Potential mooring spot, I think. Don't know how long for. That's better, I can hear you now. I can hear myself think. Porridge. With a bit of honey. So it's 9:30, well it's 20 to 10 now. I've made myself some porridge. I've done my boaty chores, so I've wiped down the boat. Because I've been busy, I'm not feeling the cold in here. But I do notice it, because I haven't got my hat on. Hat. For all you hairy people, for a baldy bonce like me, makes all the difference. Keeps your head warm and then keeps you warm. And there is something that says, because man evolved from the ape, hairy people are closer to evolution than non-hairy. Think about that for a bit. I don't know if that's true, but it's worth a thought. Saves washing up. Preparing the lock. That's full. That's the fisheries inn. It looks a nice fishery inn. I never went there, but also just on this lock, which is known as Fisheries Lock, there's a restauranty type place. Very nice. Never went there either. Not sure how long they're going for. But this lock empties quite quick, which is a useful thing. And Amanda should be on her way up very shortly to bag the lock. And I get on my boat and start moving. Anyway, we're on our way to Berkey. Let's run back, bit of free fizz, and Amanda should be on her way, or less. I like it when the plan comes together. And we're off to Berkhamsted. Now, I likened to God, I've done my recce and I've been through Berkhamsted on the way down here. But what I've noticed about Berkhamsted, it's very similar to Henley-on-Thames. So I'm going to Berkey-on-the-Union. All the pubs along the side of the canal. It's very vibrant, very kicking, very busy, and it's even got a high street which has got shops in it, which I'll show you in due course. But yeah, Berkey-on-the-Union is what I'm going to call it as from now on in. Nick's boat. Nice fella, Nick. I like Nick. Leaves blowing down, look. Not a cold day, but leaves blowing around. Thanks very much. You've only got one of them, haven't you? Now this boat here, look at the stuff he's got on his roof. Bonsai tree with some grass growing at the bottom and a sofa. I'm surprised you can look over the top. Must be able to though. Anyway, here comes the lock. Autumn's here. Leaves are changing colour in all the trees now. Some trees have lost their leaves, some trees have still got lots of leaves, and there's a tree up there that's still green. Can't have it all, can you? Can't have it all. But what we've got is a nice day. I've only got a fleecy t-shirty thing on, and looking forward to it. Berkey-on-the-Union. There's an old style boat there, look, the studded bow. All the rivets holding the steel plates together. I wonder how deep, how thick that steel is. And it's only driven by a little Suzuki engine. But there again, it's on permanent moorings and I don't think it needs to move that often. There's a boat here that's on the moored on the side of the canal. Although I do think, well, I do think it needs a bit of work. Got a hole in the side, 2 holes in the side, and well, I don't know, it's one of those things. Ooh, don't know. Hey, don't know. Is it salvageable? No, of course not. Of course not. Here we go, another lock. This fella here was very kind to empty the lock for me. However, I was just about to jump off on the towpath and then the boat whipped away from me. It makes it look as if I'm in control on the boat, but trust me, I'm not. The back end is wiggling around and moving about, and you know, I struggled to keep control of it, but you know, I did. And there was a bloke's boat behind me, and here's the benefit of bow thrusters. Just moved across the lock. Gift. snow flurry has a note in the side window there saying to the poo boat that it doesn't need a pump out, and there is a poo boat that goes around collecting poo, which I think is a great thing. Going nowhere. I see that later on in Tring. Clearly it is. Oh, this is mayhem. This is a bit chaotic here. That bloke didn't want to slow down. Now here we go. Amanda's driving my boat. How many fish you caught, mate? Just the one, he says. I'll let Amanda steer my boat, use my boat, as we were going through the swing bridge. I was getting a bit touchy at times. I thought she was going to hit the side. But she was fine. But what was interesting, her boat's 60 foot, mine 66, and I said to her, is it any different? She goes, oh yeah, a lot different. Anyway, past the swing bridge, past the lock, coming to another lock. There's lots of locks in such a short period of time, and this is... I'm at Sewer Lock. Don't ask. I think once upon a time there was a sewer the other side of there. However, now there's not. But Christian, who was on this pound and still might be on this pound as we go up there, I think he still is. This is a bit low. Ooh, this is proper low. I can feel it underneath the hull. Wow. So this is creeping up all the way. Ah. Nice area though, this. Very nice, look. That fella seems to be steaming past on the canal, faster than I could go. And here's Christian's boat. I like Christian, nice fella. Pink Floyd fan, he's comfortably numb. Great song, great song. Telephone box. Not sure if it's got a telephone in it. Now there's a design for those telephone boxes. The reasons why they were painted red. There's a reason why they were a certain shape and size. I'll brief you in a minute. I think there's something I'll find out. But there's a slight drone that you can hear in the background, which is the engine running. I needed a little bit of electricity because the batteries are running a little bit low, and it's raining outside and it's damp and it's murky and it's horrible, and anyway, I was going to talk to you about the telephone kiosks. Now they were designed by a guy called Sir Giles Gilbert Scott, and they can be seen throughout the UK, Malta, Bermuda and Gibraltar, it says here, as well as other places that I've seen them. Hong Kong, I think I've got one. Germany had a few. I know there's one or two on every military base in Germany and across the world, I think, more than likely. The first standard telephone kiosk was designed and made in 1921, and that was known as the K1, and the one we saw in the garden was the K6. Now the K6 had 8 windows, and then 8 windows either side, and there was another 2 sides of that, so there's 3 times 24, 72 different types of windows, 72 windows. because it was supposed to reduce the effects of vandalism, and there was a place to, you know, a little shelf and a mirror, and the mirror was designed to be in there so that you could apply your makeup, and then people used, because they were on the phone and they were listening or watching, and they would write on the walls a bit of vandalism, and the mirror was there so you could reflect upon yourself vandalising the telephone box by writing in it. It did reduce the amount of vandalism, but as things have moved on, windows used to be smashed and people used them as public toilets, and they had that whiff about them occasionally. Horrible, really. But the telephone box is synonymous throughout London and mainly across the UK, to such a point when the K6, there was 35,000 of them across the UK. The K6 telephone box came into production in 1936. Each of these telephone boxes was 8 feet 3 inches tall and 0.69 of a ton, so nearly 3/4 of a ton, which was a lot lighter than the previous ones because they were a lot bigger. Anyway, the colour red was the fact that they were run by the post office initially, the telecommunications post office type place, and they're all red, and it's the same kind of red that's on the telephone boxes now, and yeah, there we go. There's not many of those red telephone boxes knocking about in general use, certainly not with telephones in. So, you know, as libraries, defibrillator type things that are in them now, but they are a grade 2 listed building, so that means you can't get rid of them anymore, so those that are there have got to stay there, although it may not be for telephones. There's some on the old internet here. You can buy one for 3,250 quid, a K6 telephone box, and of course you can buy smaller ones for a lot less. Anyway, that's on the Bay of Ease. Journey into Berkhamsted. I said there Berkey on the Canal, Berkey on the Grand, because it's a bit more of a grand thing, and Berkey is a lovely place. I went to see Top Gun at the Rec Cinema next week. I'll explain that. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, give it a go, because boaty stuff and all the rest of it that goes along with my little life on my narrowboat. Right, so someone said to me, "Ciao Papa," where's that come from? Just a turn of phrase, to be honest, just a turn of phrase. So until next week, ciao Papa.